Hey there, everybody. I am Leslie Nunnery with Teach Them Diligently, and this morning in the Museum of the Bible Speaker Spotlight, we have Lainna Callentine joining us, and you all are going to be very excited to hear what she is offering on site this year. So let's welcome her to the Speaker Spotlight. And Lainna, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you're bringing to Teach Them Diligently this year?
Well, thank you for having me on Spotlight, Leslie. I'm so excited to be at Teach Me Diligently this year, and we have a wonderful program planned for you. I'm just so excited about my passion, and one of my passions is science, and to be able to share that passion with everyone. We have a wonderful workshop called the Marvelous Expedition, in which we'll take a journey through the human body.
Is that, so when you... The Marvelous Expedition is this class that the kids can sign up for as a special offering. Is this right?
This is right. So it's a special offering. I ask that if the kids are 12 or over, they're fine to come along. If they're under, I still welcome them. I just would like a parent to be around, because we'll be dealing with real specimens, simulators. I have patient simulators and real brains, and really talking about God's amazing creation in each of us.
That is amazing. So I don't want you to give away everything that you'll be doing, but I know that there are some moms and dads out there and some students who are very excited about this and would love a little bit of a sneak peek at what's coming and what they can expect. Will you be doing dissecting? You've mentioned simulators. What all does that mean in kind of capsule form?
Okay, well, absolutely. We will be dissecting brains. They're actually from sheep, and be able to see the inner sides and understand how our brains work. And we will also, the simulators are high-end medical models that, as a pediatrician, we use in learning how to stabilize and take care of sick children.
Wow.
So that the students and participants will have an opportunity to kind of peer into how that's done and even check out our newest little patient.
Oh, wow. That's so exciting. Now, you mentioned in the write-up that this can be used for high school lab credit. As a mom of a biology student this year, how would I document that? I mean, do you give them something to take back with them to show that they've done it? How does that exactly work? Just so these parents will know exactly what they're going to need to do to get this as lab credit.
Yes, I'll be issuing a certificate for at least 2 hours to 2.5 hours of lab credit.
Wow.
So we will be dealing with 3 major body systems: the circulatory, the respiratory, and the nervous system. So it is wonderful. The wonderful thing about it is whether the children are younger or older, it is tailored to the audience, and we have so much fun during that time.
Oh, I can imagine. I got to meet you last year in Sandusky and see you at work in the vendor hall with the just children and teenagers all around you. They were fascinated by what you had to offer, and we were so excited to have you there, and even more excited this year to have you much more involved in what we're doing. Now, I know that you have another session that I was very interested in called Ask the Pediatrician. I have 4 children. What all do you cover in that? Could you just tell us about that? Because I think that a lot of us would like to ask a pediatrician a lot of questions. So,
yes, I originally started doing this because once I entered the homeschool community about 10 years ago, there seems to be a lot of fear around doctors, and there's some distrust. I probably equate it to how I feel like when I go to an auto mechanic. I have no idea about cars.
Right.
And if they said my Uberator needed to be replaced, I'd be like, okay, you probably need to replace it, and 2 of them had it. And so there's so much fear for me to go to the auto mechanic. A lot of times I'll ask my husband to go because I have no clue. And so I know that people approach medicine and have those similar fears of who can I trust? What information can I really elude? And I think as a pediatrician, one of the joys of being a pediatrician is that I feel like God has given me and blessed me with a knowledge base that I can provide information to people for them to make the best informed decision. And so having that freedom to ask any question and not be fearful of judgment about, well, I'm using homeopathic medicine, what is that doctor going to think about, or things like that. So we kind of unpack that bag, talk about the patient and doctor relationship, how that goes awry sometimes in a homeschool world, what kind of pitfalls to avoid, and just to understand where doctors are coming from and that they are people too, and how to deal with them. So sometimes we even talk about immunizations, which I am just provide information for people to take that information as far as pushing it on them. That's their own personal decision, right. But information about childhood illnesses and things like that.
Oh, that is fascinating. Now, tell me just a little bit about your curriculum before we go. I know that you've written some different books and resources and such. What have you got that you're offering to the homeschool market now?
Well, I'm excited to partner with Master Books. It's called God's Wondrous Machine. And it is a book on each of the systems of the body. So I really wanted to go into the detail. I think a lot of the curriculum, and like particularly in traditional schools, are dumbed down, and I think kids really have the understanding. The other thing that brings to the table is a more kinesthetic or dynamic learning. For me, being slightly dyslexic and going through the educational system, I tend to be very hands-on and visual, and I find that many kids and many people, when they're want to experience science from that exploration standpoint. So we offer a whole line of kits that go in with the systems. For example, the nervous system kit includes a brain and spinal cord and activities that can be done with the book. And the teacher's guide, you can actually tailor it to the learning styles of your child through multiple intelligence. So there's so much there to unpack, but I am excited to have that opportunity to offer that.
Oh, that is fantastic. Well, what was the impetus? What got you inspired to write this and to offer this?
Well, as a kid, I always loved science. So I was one of those little girls that didn't necessarily play with dolls. If they were my patients. I would love running around, turning over rocks and looking at bugs and wading through streams. So science has always been my love. And when God called me to be a doctor, I knew that was what I was going to do. But then when I got married and had children, I didn't know I was wired that way. And so he redirected my path into the homeschool world. And it's a way as a teacher and as a doctor that I can share that joy and kind of demystify that whole science thing. I think people are really scared of science, but I think science is an incredible apologetic towards God's creation in each of us. And so for me, I never get tired of it.
Wow.
So I'm excited to share that.
We are fearfully and wonderfully made, right?
Absolutely.
Well, amen. Well, I am so excited to see you again in person, not just on a video call here. And we will see you in Nashville and Sandusky this year. So if you have not signed up for the science workshop, do that quickly for Nashville. We're going to be closing the door on that one so that she can get everybody scheduled out and placed and so on. And then make sure that you sign up for Sandusky as well. And you can learn more about both of those on the event pages on our website. So until then, we will see you later. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.